Hello, my name is Alexander. This year I've decided to try and start a YouTube channel in order to document my progress from being a relatively unhealthy person to being a competitive amateur triathlete. I'm expecting this to be quite a challenge, not only for starting a YouTube channel but also becoming a competitive triathlete. And I hope this will help me stay accountable and also that other people might find it useful or inspiring in order to start their own journeys into health through sports, but especially like endurance sports, which is one of my passions. So, before we start, we always need to know where we are. So, at the moment, I'm 86.2 kilograms and I have a 26.7% body fat. It's not exactly heavy, but it's definitely not where I feel comfortable with myself. So one of my goals this year is to reduce my weight from 86 to 75, which is what I felt was my ideal weight in the past, and also reduce my body fat percentage down to 15. I also want to do an Olympic distance triathlon in under 2.5 hours. That's a little bit of a challenge because that's 40 minutes faster than my last triathlon about 7 years ago. So, how am I going to do that? So, the first thing I'm going to do in order to get healthy is to increase my daily activity. Okay. In my job and being a student, I live a very sedentary lifestyle, which hasn't been good for my physical health. So to start with, I'm going to be exercising every day. I'm doing triathlon, that obviously means a lot of swimming, cycling and running. However, in the past, I have been prone to what you call burnout. So you do too much, too soon. So this time, I'm going to be doing a few things differently. In the past, I would exercise without a plan, and this would lead me to try increasing the speed or the distance or both in every session that I did. This is obviously a recipe for disaster because you don't allow yourself time to rest. So this time I'm starting off slow with a lot of shorter distances. So this is just to help keep my consistency up and so that I know how hard that I can push each day. During December, I've been slowly increasing the amount of time that I spend on my bike. So I started out with 2 sessions of half an hour every week. I've increased that by a little bit, maybe a couple of minutes, and now I'm doing maybe 2 long hour sessions and then a half an hour recovery ride. And I've also started to include a little bit of running into my plan. The low intensity that I've been doing is allowing me to stay consistent, and it means that I'm not burnt out and I've not injured myself, more importantly. I'm also going to be implementing a 10,000 day step goal. This ensures that I leave the house every day and get out in the fresh air and take in some sunshine. If I didn't have this goal, I would probably just stay at my desk on my computer, reading, really not being active. So this goal really helps me do that. The idea of 10,000 steps, it's not exactly an exact number which is important, but it is a goal that is more than my normal daily average, so I actually have to put the thought and effort into achieving it. Walking is also one of the easiest ways to burn off extra calories. It's a very light activity and one where your body doesn't feel like it needs to replace or eat as much afterwards as, for example, running does. The second thing I'm going to be focusing on is consistency and specificity. So I touched on this in the last point, but this is a lot more about the types of training I'm going to be doing, so 3 disciplines of triathlon. Consistency is probably the most important factor because if you don't stay consistent with training, you don't see progression in either your fitness, weight loss, or health. And it can actually be quite damaging to be inconsistent with training due to stress factors on cells and other interesting scientific stuff. Specificity talks about why you're doing a particular activity. So what is the purpose of the session? Everything that you do needs to have a reason for being there. It'll either be increasing your endurance, strength, or speed skills, or it could be a mixture of all of them. And it should also be relevant to your goals. So for example, if you want to run a 5 kilometer or improve your speed in a 5 kilometer run, there's not much use doing lots of 15+ kilometer runs, because in that you'll be training your endurance, whereas you need to be training more your speed or strength. When you're starting out exercising, this isn't that important. You should be focusing a lot more on just enjoying what you're doing, having fun with the sports. But as you get fitter, specificity becomes a lot more important. So, as a minimum, I'm going to be setting myself 2 bike sessions a week and a run. As I said before, I've been doing my cycling regularly throughout December. I've slowly started to introduce running. With the running, because I have been prone to injury in the past, I'm starting off a lot slower to try and not injure myself again. Hopefully the consistency with which I'll be exercising means my body will adapt to the stress that I'm placing on it, and I won't injure myself via the load bearing running by doing too much. The third thing I'm going to be doing to get healthy is look at my diet. So I live in Italy and there's lots of pasta and pizza, and I'm somebody who just loves to eat, especially sweet foods. Thankfully, due to my relatively high metabolism, I haven't had to worry about it too much in the past. However, because of lifestyle changes, it's definitely proving a problem. So I'm going to be implementing a calorie restriction on my diet of about 400 calories per day. This should hopefully, fingers crossed, allow me to lose weight at about 0.5 kilogram per week. This means that by summer I should be beach body ready. Obviously, that's not the reason I'm doing this, but I should get my goal of 75 kilograms. As I said before, the number of 75 kilograms isn't as important for me as the reduction in body fat. I'm tracking my calories through MyFitnessPal, which is a lovely app, very useful. You can just scan the food in and it takes care of the rest. I find this very useful because as somebody who naturally overeats, I find it hard to restrict my eating if I don't log it all the time. I'm also eating an apple a day, just as the phrase suggests. It might sound a little bit stupid, but it is something that has sparked a new round of motivation in my life for health. The businessman Jim Rohn is famous for saying, you don't have to revolutionize your whole life. Just start with an apple a day. Is it that simple to change your health life? And the answer is yes. The key is to just start. So, what's my plan for this channel? Well, to start with, I'm going to upload weekly reviews of what I've done during that week with progress towards my goals. I'm going to try and be as open and honest as I can with those things, because if I'm not honest or open, it kind of beats the point. So there will be pictures of me and my weight loss. There are going to be breakdowns of my workouts. I'm also going to go into why I'm doing certain things to try and help people who are just getting started demystify the whole process of training. I've decided to call this channel Endure and Try. Try is obviously for triathlon. However, Endure not only talks about endurance sports, but also about the philosophy and psychology we need in order to succeed. As part of this journey, I'm going to dive into aspects of sports psychology, training tips, and other endurance events. For example, one thing that I am planning is to go on a small bike tour in Italy this summer for about a week. I would like to record it, document it, and put it on here. If you've made it this far, thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. If you would like to follow me along in my journey, then please click subscribe and you'll be able to keep up to date. Again, thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next one.